Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 56. We have 14 days to go. 14 days, and you might be thinking, what's another 14 days in terms of progress? But really, it's another quarter of what you've already done. All right, so take everything you've achieved, take a quarter of that, and really add some to it, because these next 2 weeks are going to be a little bit more aggressive, right? Even that much more aggressive. So you can think about it as more than just 25%. So take advantage and do everything you can do. I'm going to really encourage you to come in and use the gym, especially if you can book in the middle of the day. There's nobody in the gym. The gym is empty. The gym is empty in the middle of the day. I understand if you don't feel safe. I understand if you're worried about those around you. I get it. Obviously, I want you to feel safe. If you can come into the gym in the middle of the day, that will be the best time for you. Okay, there's maybe at some of the slots there's one person there, okay? And there might be myself and Martina there, potentially. But really there's next to nobody in the gym. And sometimes, like I said, it's empty. If you can't come to the gym, if you don't want to come to the gym, given the circumstances, do the online Zoom classes, 4 per week. You have to do 4 per week in addition to the 3 cardio sessions that I have outlined for you. Okay, question about magnesium for muscle recovery. So magnesium doesn't really do anything for muscle recovery per se. It is an integral element. No pun intended, it is actually an element. It is an integral element for muscle cramps, prevent muscle cramps and muscle spasms. So this is where magnesium comes in. So taking a magnesium salt bath will help muscles to relax. This is under the understanding, though, generally that you are magnesium deficient. Okay, so if you suffer from spasms and or cramps, this is largely due to electrolytes. Magnesium being one of the electrolytes. The other 5, sodium, calcium, potassium. Okay, so those are the big 4. Sodium, magnesium, calcium, potassium. But there's also phosphorus and there's chlorine as well. So those all play a part in keeping you hydrated and preventing muscle cramps and muscle spasms. And magnesium in particular for that. But magnesium is also important for a good quality sleep, lowering anxiety, the inability to relax. Okay, so if you can't relax, taking magnesium will help you to relax. It has a calming effect on the body, and it helps in the production of serotonin. This is the neurotransmitter in the brain that helps us to feel good. If you're looking for sources of magnesium, food sources, spinach, nuts, bananas, dried apricots, fish, legumes, and yogurt are all great sources of magnesium. Of course, this is the understanding that we are getting the nutrients from the food. How well are we digesting the food? How much of the food is going through our body? And I'll talk about this a little bit more as I get to the message of the day. But let me move to the next question. And somebody in the challenge did really well in the first 3 weeks, and they didn't do so well in the second 3 weeks. It appears they've been very conscientious about what they're doing, sending me their numbers every day, etc., etc. But one thing I didn't realize until they wrote me, and I read it just recently, is that they have a thyroid problem. And this is a big deal, because your thyroid is like your master regulator for your basal metabolic rate. It is responsible for essentially, I don't want to say assigning, but it will help your body to output more energy towards a bunch of metabolic tasks. So when you have a hypothyroid, that is a thyroid that's not producing enough T3, T4, and T3, the active hormone in the body that helps to keep the metabolism running faster, you are at a much more likelihood of not losing weight, of course. Well, you will not lose weight. You'll probably gain weight. Okay, so thyroid function is really, really important. So if you have a hypothyroid, you do want to get that checked out. You do want to have it, you're probably going to have to take, depending on what the problem is. I do know people that take thyroid medication. But one thing, or a couple things that will help you to keep your thyroid functioning properly is a good amount of iodine and selenium in the diet. Okay, so two more minerals in addition to all the other minerals that I mentioned. Iodine and selenium, that will help to keep your thyroid functioning optimally. Okay? All right, how are we doing here? Message of the day? Sure, let's get the message of the day. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this message in particular, because you are not what you eat, but what you absorb. You are not what you eat, but what you absorb. And so, one thing I have not mentioned throughout this whole challenge is a lot of people are deficient in the production of hydrochloric acid in the stomach, and this plays a huge role in helping food to break down and obviously get fully digested and assimilated through your body. So what can you do to help improve your hydrochloric acid production? You can do what I do in the morning, which is to take some lime juice. So lime juice in and of itself is acidic, but it helps the innate production of hydrochloric acid in the stomach as well. So this will help your stomach to produce more acidity. And what you'll notice is you should find that your digestion happens a bit quicker. So in particular, if you're eating meat or animal products, in particular meat, you might notice that you digest it faster. Okay. Most people are hydrochloric deficient. There is a test that you can do. It's a test that you can just run by yourself. All you need is hydrochloric tabs, and you can see how deficient you are just by the amount of hydrochloric tabs that you need. And I can explain more on this if you're interested. Let me know, and I'll explain exactly what to do. But you can figure out from this test, just how deficient you are and what you need to do, essentially, or you get a good idea at least. So, you can eat food, but it can go through you. Insoluble fiber is a great example of this, right? Insoluble fiber does not digest, it just goes right through you. It's just the nature of what insoluble fiber is to the human body. We don't possess the enzymes to break it down, so it just goes right through us. Soluble fiber is a little bit of a different story. Okay, so just as an example, but you're only going to be able to get at what you can if you can digest food properly. And generally speaking, a lot of the nutrients that we get from non-animal products are even harder to get at in terms of getting all those nutrients out. So we want to make sure that we are that we're able to digest the food as best as we can. And also we want to make sure that we have a very good pre and probiotic supplementation. Not supplementation, but diet regime as well. And I did talk about this in previous videos, but basically that's important for a healthy intestinal tract. And so we'll talk about that perhaps tomorrow. Okay? So again, message of the day, you are not what you eat, but what you absorb. You are not what you eat, but what you absorb. And on that note, positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to you guys all very soon. 2 weeks to go. Let's hunker down. Let's take advantage. Let's make as much progress as we can. Again, I'm going to really encourage you to get in the gym. If you feel okay to do it, get in 3 times per week. If you can get in the middle of the day, more power to you. You got the gym to yourself, essentially. We'll talk to you guys all very soon. See ya.